Hello. So today I'm with my Brazilian friends here having lunch and a Ghanaian also. So he's about to leave. So let's ask to both of them on how to make friends with Brazilians. Let's start from maybe an introduction on the country first, like general pictures about the cultures of Brazilians. So you can start from that one first, and second, like what the topic that we have to ask to Brazilian when we first meet with all of you. And then the third one, like what don'ts, I mean like the topic that don't ask Brazilian. Alright, just 3 questions for both of you. So maybe we can start from you.
I think like Brazil doesn't really have a culture. Or like not a uniform culture. Like Brazil is really big, so it's the size of Europe. We divide Brazil in 5 regions, and each region has its own culture. We would say that Brazil is misrepresented here because we're both from São Paulo. It's the same city. It's a really big city, but it doesn't help a lot with like the cultures. The North and the Northwest. Like the North has its own culture, and it's a lot related to the nature and to the Amazon forest and with folklore, like Brazilian folklore. The Northwest, they have the best food ever, and on my opinion, of course. And they have a lot of like from the both like African immigration and a lot of like this like culture from the like sertanejos, tipo os cangaceiros.
It's Brazilian country music.
Like Brazilian country. And then in the Southwest, it's like more big cities in general. Like there's Rio and there's São Paulo, and then there's like other 2 states. In the South, it's more like German and Italian immigration, so you find like a lot of barbecue and German small towns, and they eat a lot of meat, and they drink mate, which is kind of good. They have great wine, and
yeah, I think the important thing to keep in mind is that it's a very diverse place and changes very much from one region to the other. So
and even from one state to the other.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing to keep in mind. And, like, it's a very rich culture, you know, it's very different people. It's a huge mixture of races which don't live very peacefully, but still very mixed. And a huge mix of little social class, and it's a lot of stuff.
Just come.
I also share it too. So I just spoke to them, and they don't like being asked about carnival. So if you meet them, they don't know about carnivals.
No, you can ask about carnival. It just depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, you can like not sexualize women when you do it. Like, don't be an asshole. So carnival can be fun. It's not about sexualizing women.
Yeah, it's
so
like people are not naked in carnival. That's not common. Like we dress clothes, like normal clothes, and we party on the street. But it's like, it's a party. It's like partying on the street, dress up in costumes. That's carnival. So.
All right. So many of us like know about the city, the famous cities in your country, such as São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. But actually, your capital city is Brazilian. Yes, Brazilian. So that's the first thing that we have to highlight here also. So now, if we have a new friend from Brazil, so what are the topics that we have to ask to impress and to make like more good impression for all of you? Like, do ask what type of question to you?
But if you ask anything about like the person's culture, that's gonna be really nice. Like if you ask like, oh, so what is typical from where you're from? Because then you know more about where the person comes from, and if you like reinforce like the state or the region culture, and then it's really nice because you can learn a lot about it. I think that's something like it's an easy way of making the person talk more about himself.
Yeah, I think you can just, ask any questions. Just don't have like any stereotyped ideas. I think it's the same for everywhere, you know. Just be open to like. It's not a problem if you don't know everything about the country or about the culture, you know. Just ask and be open about it. Just don't assume things, you know. Be plain about it and be polite.
A good way of like making friends with Brazilian is like saying, hey, how are you? Asking about like, I don't know, what he likes to do, or like regular like stuff that you would ask for anyone you don't really know. And then you just got like people talking.
We like to talk about the food. We miss the food.
Yeah, food is good. Like we love eating. And music. We like music also.
Yeah.
Okay, so what type
I
of...
love it when people ask me about Brazilian music.
Oh, really? So maybe you can talk further about the music and the food. So what is your typical food in Brazil?
We have so many.
Yeah. Which one is the most favorite one
Okay, so
for both of you?
I think feijoada is the big one.
Yeah, also pão de queijo is really
Oh,
big
pão
one.
de queijo, it's so good. It's like bread, cheese bread, but it's like, it's amazing.
And tapioca.
Ah, tapioca.
But I think my favorite ones are like, I love muqueca de camarão. Or like, muqueca in general is really good. Camarão na morena também.
Yeah, it's basically shrimp. Shrimp in,
Shrimp food,
yeah,
and like
a whole lot of different ways to make it.
Yeah. And a acarajé.
Acarajé is super good. Marcel will cook acarajé for us.
What's that gonna say?
So acarajé, it's like
It's like a dough, right?
it's like a ball, but it's
Yeah.
made of like white bean. White bean. You cook the white bean, and then you smash it, and then you make a ball, and then you put palm oil, and then you fry, and then you cut in the middle, and then you put like this bunch of other stuff.
Really good stuff.
Oh, really?
It's really hard to do it. Like, it takes hours. It's not the kind of thing that I would cook, but because it takes
Never.
it's
Never.
too much work. But it's so good, and you buy on the streets and like by in general, but they have like another places and it's so good.
Yeah, but eating acarajé in São Paulo. Oh, pastel.
What's that?
So many fried things.
It's like it's squared, like kind of the size, and it's a really thin dough that is
Yeah.
fried, and inside it has like so much
Cheese or meat or whatever you want.
like, but it's so much, and it's just so savory. It's like it's delicious. It's
and the best ones
with,
are like dripping oil.
it's like pastel with caldo de cana. It's like really typical in São Paulo where we're from, which is this food, and then it's like the juice from sugar cane. Or like coconut water, also it's quite common.
Yeah.
It's really good. That's and you get it from the coconut. I don't know, but we just like open the coconut and just put like this straw and you just drink from the coconut. It's
Yeah,
so
we have it also in Indonesia. That one.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's so good. But we don't have it. We don't have it here. Yeah. All right. So next question will be, what question don't ask to the Brazilian during we first meet?
The thing that bothers me the most is like how people sexualize women. So
It's not because of Brazil, they're gonna have sex with you.
Yeah, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to Brazil, and then I say, oh, there are so many nice places to visit, and then I start saying about the places and the food, and every single time, I'm sorry to God, 90% of the time, it's a man, and the man says, and the woman.
All right.
Seriously? So don't do that, you know? Brazilian women are not super hot or anything. Like any women in the world, we are beautiful, you know? And that's it.
And not everyone knows how to samba, and not everyone knows how to play football, but that's like kind of culture also. A lot of people do samba and a lot of people do play football, or like it at least. I don't know. I think it mostly depends on how you ask. I mean, I would say like if you're not doing like asking anything bad, it's like, or and then like that would sound bad. You won't be bad. Like, there's the Amazon forest, which is like in the north of Brazil, but then we live in São Paulo, which is like bigger than New York. So just know that it's like really big and really better, and you have everything in Brazil, so don't ask anything. Just will make yourself kind of an accent. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all for the tips. Oh yeah, one more question. So if we meet for the first time, is it possible for us to ask your Facebook maybe in order to make like long-lasting relationship? For example, in the class, the situation in the class, because somehow people are confused when we meet in when you are my new classmate, for example, and then who are the person who have to ask the Facebook or other social media? Is it possible for us to ask you first about your social media accounts, for example?
The first thing you ask, I think. Okay.
All right.
It's not like if it's not something that you're like, hi, can I get your Facebook? And I'm like, I don't even know you.
I think that Facebook is a very personal thing. Like every person has a different way of dealing with it. I wouldn't mind. Like, not the first thing that you ask, but it's like after 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like after like, a couple of times talking.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Even if it's the first day in
it depends a lot on the person. You know, if it's a person that's more private, doesn't have that many friends on Facebook, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but in general, it wouldn't be a problem. Like if you're talking with someone, you think like, oh, you're nice, I would like to keep on talking to you. Can I add you on Facebook?
Yes.
I think most of people would be fine with that.
All right. So it's possible, right? Because some of the culture, then they have to like take sometimes like more days or weeks to get better. All right.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's all my short conversation with my friends from Brazilian. If you have any question, you can leave the comment below, and please subscribe for any more tips from us on how to make friends with a lot of people during your university life. Goodbye.